Sean and Jerry are in mourning. See, I was wearing black for Tyreek Hill's career, and you're just wine drunk because the government's shutting down. What's up, guys? We're back on the pod. Shout out if you're in the chat. Season 17, episode 5. We're talking about. We're if this were the old days where we did trimester grades instead of mid-season grades, this would about be where we should do trimester grades, like week 4 or 5, right? Oh, hold on, they can't hear you. Let me fix that. Why isn't... Let's see if we can't... Okay. Hold on. Jerry, can't hear Jerry. Can you hear Jerry? Keep talking, Jerry. I don't know why your audio isn't coming through. This is why you need to test things. No, you're not coming in at all. Keep talking. You can? Let's try this.
I can hear it. It's just maybe it's just like the echo of yours.
It's going to be loud in a second. Just give it a minute.
I'm going to yell at the top of my lungs in like 5 seconds.
It's going to get fixed in a second, y'all. Bear with me.
Everybody missed my joke.
And I got to put it in everywhere. The production quality is just going through the roof. Yes, obviously.
Now it's ruined. So.
Yeah. All right. Keep talking one more time.
No.
I'm going to have to put this in everywhere.
Oddly shaped feet.
Yeah, we're good. All right. And last but not least. Oh, and I'm spoiling everything on the pod right now as I put in this audio capture to make sure your audio is in throughout. So that's great. Okay, we're good enough. Anyway,
also, why am I like on 2 spots on the stream? I'm in like my normal spot. And
because I am eventually like I still have this overlay stuff is getting really frustrating with me. Where I'm trying to get it so that I can just click, as you're seeing, like I can click through scenes and have it preset on certain things. But for some reason, some of the things won't carry over. I don't know why. I'm still working on getting that figured out. Give me another couple weeks to iron out those kinks. But now we should be good to have your audio throughout the pod. Like I said, in morning, I don't know who else is watching also. I don't have the usual stats that I have up here. Let's see. Okay, we have 6 concurrent viewers right now. Only Scotty's in the chat. Yeah, I'm going to put a poll in the chat because we're starting to do this now. Has Tyreek Hill played his last
Jesus Christ.
down for the Miami Dolphins is the first question.
What were we talking about before we got this depressing? I don't remember. We started off with something a little more light. Yeah, but
that's a lot lighter.
After that.
The fate of our country. No, I don't think.
Oh, no, because you said something and it confused me. And
I said Troy and Abed or I said Sean and Jerry are in mourning.
No.
And I'm wearing black because of Tyreek Hill.
There was something else, though.
I don't know.
Hold
on. But yeah. Curious in the chat what y'all think. Right now, everyone is saying yes. Woof. There's only one vote. But yeah, I mean, like, we're gonna get into it. There were 2 major wide receiver injuries, obviously, this week that we're gonna have to talk about that affect McMillan and Window.
Oh, I remember what it was.
This is why we can't have you wine drunk. What?
No. I had to find out because you mentioned something very specific, and I was like, "What the fuck? Are you not prepared for trimester grades?"
Oh yeah. So. No, we're not doing the thing is there aren't really trimesters anymore. Like as much as I love pregnancies, there aren't clean trimesters.
Sounds like a fucking nightmare.
There aren't clean trimesters in the fantasy season because it's a 14-week season. So instead we're going to mid-season grades. So it'll be post week 7. We're going to be doing some grading. So rest assured, there are some teams that would get some pretty rough grades right now that are spared the vengeance of the pod. But for the fact they had 3 weeks to clean it up. But yeah, it could be Tyreek's last down ever, Alex. You're right. We'll get into it. So let's get
October 29th, midseason grades. Throwing it out there.
Before we get into the recap of last week, we do need to talk about the waiver wire. So let's fix this. Let's get you out of there. Let's move you down here. Again, I promise you guys that at a certain point this season, this will all be cleaned up. And for some reason, the chat isn't on here, so I got to fix that now. Lovely. There it is. We're going to fix...
Our producer's so good at this.
We're going to fix every... There's going to be a day when this podcast is so clean and professional, it's just not anytime soon. So this is the offers report. Eat a dick, Jerry. I saw it. You're on camera. So... This is the office report we didn't get to because we did Tuesday last week. We're doing Tuesday again this week, so we got to do the office report kind of retroactively. These were some of the big bids that came in. We made a joke on last week's pod. I think it was Alex came in and said he was dropping a load of money on Jackson Dart because Window
he's like, I'm gonna drop my whole budget on it. Window, you better come correct. And Window was like,
Window didn't see it.
Bet.
Didn't see it, but still spent $327 to drop CJ Stroud and add Jackson Dart.
Is anybody surprised that Window had a player, dropped him, and then immediately spent
30,
I'm sorry, how
30%
30% of his budget to get him back?
No.
Window, I think at some point you just gotta believe in your guys. I think that's what you need to do.
I mean, well, he believes in Jackson Dart, and honestly, in hindsight, maybe not the worst spend of money.
No, I don't even think it was a bad spend of money. I just think just don't drop him in the first place.
All right, from the mouth of babes, didn't you talk about the fact that you didn't pick? Who was the quarterback that you didn't pick up in week 1, and then he went Danny Dimes?
Yeah, sure. I didn't already have him.
No, but
I was thinking about picking him up, and I threw out a bid on it. I did not spend 30% of my budget on him.
No, I thought you could have him for
and
free
I
the
lost.
week before.
What?
Didn't you say you could have had him for free the week before? Like you were thinking about
going into week 2, I could have just added him on free agency.
Right.
I then chose not to. I agree, but I think I bid 10% of my budget on him.
Right.
And I lost horribly. I don't remember who got him, but I'm pretty sure they spent way more. But I think it's just so much worse that he literally dropped him. The next game happens where Russell Wilson is garbage, and then he's bidding 30-40% of his budget to get him back. And it's just I know that this is kind of Windows MO. If I had to bet on it right now, I'd bet you any amount of money that he has more ad drops, whatever the
waiver transactions, whatever.
Transactions, that's the word I'm looking for. He has the most transactions of anybody in the league. I would bet almost any amount of money that's the case. But at some point, believe in your guys. If you think he's going to be the starter, which is not a bad bet, or if you're going to have him through week 2 or week 3, it makes total sense that you expect him to be the starter. And I expect him to eventually be the starter because Russell Wilson he's not Mr. Unlimited.
I just want to say, not to change the subject, but I do want to close the poll. We've had 7 votes on the poll. I am shocked that the results of the poll are 57-43. Basically, it's the 4-3 vote. Yes, he's played his last down for the Dolphins. There's a chance he's played his last down in his career. I don't think so, but it's possible.
I think that I read a thing today. He's not going to need probably not going to need a second surgery.
Yeah, that's true.
He is 32?
31.
31? Okay. I mean, if we've learned anything from Keenan Allen, apparently if you just have a better quarterback, you play better.
Well, but Tyreek, what set him apart was his speed. So the question is, can he get back to that blistering top speed with that injury? Is the $1 the multi-million-dollar question? But we'll get into it. We'll get into it. There are a couple things that Brad has said in the chat that are worth repeating. You know what pisses me off at Window? He's such a taco that there's realistically only 3 non-playoff spots for Zach to fall into, and then 2 after James the Woat, which James is still on Woat Watch, ladies and gentlemen.
He's on Woat Watch.
I don't know.
I didn't know that Woat Watch was a thing until just this second. I didn't know that we were using that term until just this second, but he is on Woat Watch.
What do you mean you didn't know we were using that term? It was literally an episode of the pod 2 episodes ago. It was called episode 3, The Woat.
Was it The Woat? Or The Worst of All Time? You literally had it titled The Woat.
Yes! Oh my gosh.
I don't know that that's true. Let me find out.
someone please like post. I don't know if you could post screenshots in the chat. Throw it in the chat. Like, yes, it is. The episode is literally called the Woat because we talked about he could be the Woat. I said.
I don't think we used that term.
Oh, I totally did. Hashtag Woat Watch. I absolutely said Woat in that podcast. And BT Dubs, I said then I think he could be the worst of all time. I think he could unseat Taylor Horn. You're like, oh no.
I believe that you said he could be the worst of all time. I don't remember saying Woat. I could be wrong.
But
I've been wrong many a time in my life.
But it is now that the question is which streak ends first. Brad's undefeated.
It does say the
streak.
Woat on the title. I don't think you used the term Woat.
Oh, I for sure did. I will clip it for the next pod if you want this to happen. If you want that smoke.
Can you just let me have this one?
Never.
I'm about to lose my job tomorrow. Can you let me have this one?
No, because you're the type of person that posts office gifs in chat and thinks it's okay.
Yeah. The fuck, John Oliver? What the fuck? Used to love that show. Now I'm boycott. I think the FCC needs to do something about this.
Don't be that guy. No,
I don't think it's the FCC, right? Am I wrong?
No, it is the FCC. I do think that James could be the Woat. I think it'll be interesting to see which streak. Actually, that's gonna be the next poll in the chat.
He is not going to lose. He has put up decent weeks. He's been very close to a couple of wins through 4 weeks. He's not going to go winless. He literally would have to go winless.
I'm putting a new poll in the chat. Whose streak ends first? Brad or James?
Win versus loss?
Yeah, for Brad's first loss or James's first win.
That's a much tougher question.
Yeah, I'm out here. I'm out here bringing the good polls,
That's
baby.
a much tougher question.
Listen, the pod's production quality might be going down, but the poll quality going up.
Honestly, who's Brad playing this week?
We'll get there. Let's really quick. Let's finish up the waiver wire because we got a lot of pod to go. Brad made a big move, and I still owe Brad a logo, by the way, on Bark Nova, like I promised. Spent 150 on 15% of his budget on Woody Marks, who had a huge day. We'll get into.
Honestly, super fucking sharp.
Yeah, like Brad has deserved his 4-0 start. He's had about as pristine of a start to the season as you can have.
I'm a little frustrated because he had a good day. I read a thing that was like, fantasy football players are too good nowadays, and it used to be like a guy like Woody Marks would like be available in like 95% of leagues, and he's available I think in on ESPN like 60. It's like absurd.
This league sets the bar.
And I think in every other, so I'm in 4 this year, and all the other 3 he's available.
Yeah.
It's just like, no, he's just not available here. Like, super fucking sharp move by Brad. That's fucking impressive. Like, I don't even know if he has Nick Chubb, and this was just like, because last week was all about picking up your handcuffs.
I'm not sure.
But it might have just also been, it could have been here's a handcuff that nobody's picked up and nobody's seeing. And hey, look, like he got the lion's share of the workload last week. Like, yeah, I mean, it was super fucking great play by Brad.
Yeah. And so, obviously Jason is continuing to spend through his budget, made a big play on Trey Tucker, who had the career day. So I totally get the ad. And did outbid Scotty successfully by a good margin. Scotty added Geno Smith, outbid you for that, and actually Window would have outbid him, but already got CJ Stroud.
And like, don't get me wrong,
Jackson Dart.
I also was in that spot where I dropped Geno Smith and tried to pick him back up, but like 5% of my budget seemed appropriate.
Versus 30.
If you want him for. Yeah, if you want him for what 11% of your budget, go off.
Right.
But what did you do this week?
I threw
nothing.
3 interceptions. I thought.
Yeah, literally nothing.
So
honestly, I think the only thing that would have been better for Brad. Sorry, I'm just going to circle back to Woody Marks real quick. If the only thing that would have been better for Brad is if he bid like $1 and got him. But no, he bid 50. Like literally, Brad was like, "No, this is a player that needs to be like budget needs to be spent." He put 15% of his budget down and. It was like, no, you could have gotten him for free, but it's still not a bad ad.
It's still a great ad.
It was still a great ad. Like, yeah.
Yeah. So with that being said, let's now get to the recaps here because we have a lot of recaps to cover from another fun week. Starting in...
Also, sorry, can I just say one last thing about the
Oh, you're fine.
thing. Low key, kind of high key. Super surprised nobody else bid on the Texans defense. I mean, I've been just streaming defenses the entire season so far. Seeing that I got them at 40 and nobody else even put a bid kind of made me mad because I'm like, why did I waste 4%?
Had a great. I mean, they had a good day. I thought.
No, they did. Like
They
13
shut
points.
out,
Like
right?
no, shutout. Honestly, kind of surprised they only got 13 with a shutout.
Right.
But no, like I've been streaming defenses like every week, and I'm just like throwing a few percent of my budget down to get it, and I was like super happy with what they did.
I couldn't even playing against.
I'm surprised nobody else went for them though.
Playing against the Steelers. The Vikings had what was it? 30 points the previous week. I can't get rid of them. Like after a 30-point performance.
I mean, the Vikings. I mean, you had to know they were going to come down to earth a little bit.
Sure,
I didn't expect 3, but I expected somewhere less than 30. Somewhere between 3 and 30
right,
is where I was expecting.
I ain't mad. I mean, here's the thing. I'm pretty sure, and I could be wrong here. Pretty sure I was second in scoring. I apologize. Brad once again led the league in scoring, but like, I had another huge week, putting up 150 plus. Puka is a fucking monster. The fact that he's doing this, Puka, I continue to rave about him every. I'm gonna start wearing a. I want to wear Puka. I gotta go back to Hagerstown. I gotta get my Puka shell necklace and start wearing it on the podcast.
You just get a jersey, but
no. So you can start. I want to start every podcast with you saying, "Sweet Pukas, man."
I would never do that.
No, the league. That's literally how they introduced Dirty Randy. Okay, anyway.
I get it. I hate.
So he did that. He has 1 touchdown on the year, and his points are 18, 23, 17, and 29. It's just bonkers.
It's really good, and I wish I had him.
Oh,
I want him to just like other defense. You can double him.
Nope, not allowed.
Just double him and leave Devontae Adams wide open.
Not
no,
allowed.
They just keep throwing both of them into single coverage. It's totally fine. Don't get me wrong. I'm not mad
You're
where
eating
Devontae
also
Adams
with
isn't
Devontae
doing.
Adams,
No,
right.
I am eating with Devontae Adams. He's played very well, and I love the stack. But at some point, like double Puka.
The other thing too is, and I've been in trade talks with both Brad and Scotty about George Pickens, and they both are willing to pull the trigger on something, but I initiated the contact, and
I don't think he's gonna. I mean, you could sell as high as you possibly could right now.
I
was not big on him,
but
I was not big on him. He had an amazing day.
This is the sell high moment from the sell high, but the thing is, it's also like the Cowboys do have offenses that can eat. I don't know, man. I'm second guessing myself. I'm not sure. I've gotten some very fair offers from both of them, and I think I know which one I'd pick out of the two, but I'm not there yet. I'm like right on the fence about it.
I think the problem that you have to remember with George Pickens, particularly when he was on the Steelers, is that he just wants to fight people.
Yeah.
And at any moment, he could just get suspended.
He's got that dog in him.
For throwing. He does have that dog in him. That's what I'm saying.
Also, we have 5 votes on the poll so far. 6 votes. 5 out of the 6 voters believe Brad's going to have his first loss before James gets his first win. Sorry, James. Ouch. I mean, I agree, though. Although, I don't know. Brad also could... We talk about Woat. We are also on Goat Watch. Like Brad,
we are not on Goat Watch. Shut the fuck up.
Brad's Team of Destiny.
We've already glazed Brad enough. He is not on Goat Watch. Literally, it would have to be an undefeated season.
I mean, James only had 1 loss in his best season.
You know what? Actually, you're right. Brad is a team of destiny. There's no scenario where he doesn't go undefeated. He's going to win every game this season.
You're trying to jinx him, but I actually think he could do it.
Do you understand how hard it is to go undefeated in fantasy football?
I get it, but just fate, man. I don't know. Brad's
18 years.
A monster.
18 years.
I get it. We also have never seen a tie. But yeah, back to the matchup. We're getting off topic.
Fuck did you just say?
We've never had a tie in decimal scoring. A real tie.
Okay. I was gonna say we've had ties. I think there was one. Wasn't there one year where we had like 5 ties in a single season?
Yeah. But the last thing I'll say about my team is the biggest cause for concern, and well, it's 2 things. Obviously, huge relief that my rookie running backs have had good days and proved themselves. The biggest concern I have, the huge concern I have, is Lamar Jackson. Obviously,
Lamar
looks like a 2
I
to 3
literally
week
was like,
injury.
I literally
at
was like,
most.
did they bench him? Nope, he's actually hurt. He can't play. Whether or not he plays is a massive difference for you in the next few weeks.
Of course.
Honestly, though, like I wouldn't be super happy about Cam Scadabo's last game.
He's more of a pass blocker with Jackson Dart. Like, I feel like not a pass blocker. He's more of like a run blocker, like for Jackson Dart. Like they were doing a lot of like, okay, Cam is the lead, Scadabo's the lead blocker, and Jackson Dart's just gonna follow him. And I get that, but like, yeah, the efficiency metrics weren't great.
The efficiency, I honestly thought like because his efficiency was so good when Tyrone Tracy was on like what was playing. And I really was surprised at how bad his efficiency actually was.
Yeah, but I mean,
27 touches to get 12 fantasy points is not good.
I'm not worried yet because he's getting the usage. Is the thing, he's on the field a ton. Like,
he was like 1 point per touch in the first 3
I
weeks,
get it.
and then he's like half a point per touch, not even after that, when he's the only guy. And I mean, maybe
just
all
you're
this gets
see a lot of read option, especially as they start to protect against Jackson Dart's mobility more. It's going to free up some holes.
So I think this week you'll be fine because he gets New Orleans, but it becomes a struggle for the next few weeks. Like you get Philadelphia, you get Denver, you get Philadelphia again.
I mean, even assuming that I really don't trust him after the first Philadelphia result, the other thing is that Tyjae Spears is coming back into the fold now. Like, and Pacheco had a touchdown for the first time this year. Like, Window is right in the chat. A lot of my lottery tickets are hitting, so I'm happy. I'm never gonna be sad putting up 150. Lamar is a huge concern, but even picking up 2 on the bench,
you also got some pretty good garbage time points. I'm pretty sure.
Sure. Like again, Pickens had 2 touchdowns. Like I think one of those was garbage time.
Cortland Sutton, I think, got the last touchdown of that game.
Yeah, inflated my score, but I think I had the win at that point. Meanwhile, for Jason Smith, what is your panic meter at on a scale of 1 to 10 for Jason Smith? Because obviously, like, his team is, as always, good on paper, and he's got the best running back in fantasy, right, in James Cook, but obviously he's 1 and 3.
I'm very concerned about Chase Brown.
Yeah,
I don't know how else to put it.
RB32, and he was what
I thought he was gonna be like the volume was supposed to be there.
It is.
But with
not anymore. It was the first 2 weeks of the season. The last 2 weeks it's been 10 and 10.
But without Joe Burrow, the volume does not equal points.
Yeah,
and it's a problem.
Yeah,
he does have James Cook, which is great. Garrett Wilson looks to be doing good things.
If there's one takeaway from Monday Night Football wearing these sick jerseys, it's that the Jets just need to throw to Garrett Wilson like 100 times a game.
Yeah.
Like, he had a couple, like,
the volume's there.
Unbelievable catches. He's a monster, dude. Like, I me, I hate the Jets. Division rivals. But, like, Garrett Wilson is him. Like, he's a stud.
I'm actually curious. What is Jason's points against? I'm looking at his team, and I'm just like, you have Javonte, who's doing well. You have James Cook, who's doing well. You have Garrett Wilson, who's doing well. You have Daniel Jones, who's doing well.
His points against are 8th in the league. They have 476.52. He is actually ninth in points scored.
I was really hoping that was higher. So I could have something good to say.
Yeah.
I mean, so I think he can take a little bit of a good feeling, the fact that like RJ Harvey got way more work this week than I would have ever liked, considering I have J.K. Dobbins. I just don't get it. J.K. Dobbins looked so good every time he touched the ball, and it was like, let's give the rookie 18 touches today.
The painful thing for Jason that you kind of started to identify is there were enough points here that I think maybe it would have made the difference in the end. Like, obviously, 20 points.
Dak putting up
from
30.
Dak,
that's
like
20 actually.
That's 20, gets him to 133. Xavier Worthy over Trey Tucker is and I understand he just spent 11% of his budget on Trey Tucker, but that's 11 points. So that gets him to what, 144?
Add an extra,
and then 17.8 from. I mean, the thing is, he would have had to start R.J. Harvey over
Chase Brown.
And
I benched Chase. I benched Chase Brown in another league.
But in theory, like, the points were all there. Not that that would have required
in theory, he could. He just as easily could have had an extra 40 points, though.
Yeah.
He could have.
So,
because like I said, I literally did. I benched him. I benched Brown.
Honestly,
because I was like, I had better options. Like, it's kind of crazy to think that, like, going into the season, I thought Chase Brown was going to be the RB1.
Yeah.
I don't know what Jason's supposed to do. I feel bad. Like, he could have had the 1-2 running back combo if Joe Burrow didn't get hurt.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I would if I asked you what you'd put the panic meter at for Jason Smith on like a scale of 1 to 10. I'd put it at like
I think I'm at like a 6.
Yeah, that's exactly where I'm at. It's like a 6.
Like, even though he's 9th and he's 1-3, like, I don't think he's dead.
He's not.
I like it. I like his team. I like a lot of his players.
Yeah.
Jason, if you want to do a trade and you want to do a fire sale, I'll take someone.
He loves trades.
He does love trades. Like, he said, everybody's for sale. I want. Jason, text me right now. Message me. iMessage. WhatsApp. I don't care. Tell me what you want for James Cook. I'll take him.
Let's switch gears and talk about Mr. Undefeated. Brad wins another big matchup and moves to 4-0. He is
thought I was
top
getting
of the
close
table
there for a little bit.
And again, you want to talk about like things to feel. We were talking. I think you were talking in the last couple episodes of the pod about like how Brad's quarterback situation might make you want to panic. And then Justin Fields puts up 27 on a
two episodes ago where Fields and Purdy were both
injured.
hurt.
Right.
Yeah, and somebody else was hurt, and I was like, I feel like I'm more concerned about any team of being undefeated but that was when he was 2-0. And that last week I was like, never mind, because that was when Jordan Mason and Trey Benson are now the obvious starters. Purdy and Fields both come back. I was like, no, he's totally solid. 1 week made all the difference.
Speaking of like him, like there was a play where Justin Fields was basically almost dead to rights on a sack, and instead ran for like a 50-yard touchdown.
Yeah.
It's just like he's just there are plays that Justin Fields can make that literally no quarterback in the NFL can make. But maybe Lamar Jackson. Maybe Lamar Jackson. Like, but he's like
Josh Allen, Lamar. He's a
one
guy
of those, like,
that
top 5 mobile quarterbacks in the NFL.
When it comes to mobility at the quarterback position, he can do things that very few cannot.
Yes, and so like Brad's quarterback position all of a sudden stabilized. Honestly, his wide receiver position looks amazing. Drake London finally having himself a day. Sun God doing what Sun God does. If there's a concern for Brad now, it's Jordan Mason and Trey Benson kind of had down days, but again, the volume is there. So what's the harm?
I have no concern at all about that. It's literally our whole point last week was Jordan Mason and Trey Benson are now the obvious number ones. They both had down weeks, and he still put up 150.
Do you know the scariest?
I have
part
no
of Brad's
concern
team
about Brad's team.
Is you
no
look
concern.
You look at Brad's team top to bottom, right? Who does he have? Oh, I don't know. On his bench, Alvin Kamara, Devontae Smith, Woody Marks, like. He's got better players on his bench than some teams have at starters. He has the best team in the league, and it's not really close. Like
it's close.
I don't know that it is.
You were there. You outscored him You have outscored him over the course of the last 4 weeks.
I am the highest scoring team in the league.
You are the highest scoring team in the league. I'm second. Like, we are both We're there. I'm still scared of Brad's team.
Spoiler alert. Wait until this week.
I am scared of, like, I'm not like sitting here like I'm not trying to like diminish Brad's team in the slightest, because I'm literally talking about how I'm like, oh yeah, the biggest concern you have is the two main guys we were talking about last week had down weeks. I still don't want to play against him. I'm still scared of his team. His team is very, very good. Far and away the best team, I think, is a little bit of a stretch, because me, you, and him are the clear top 3 through the first 4 weeks of the season.
So I'm putting a new poll in the chat because the next topic of conversation is who is in more trouble due to the big wide receiver injury that occurred this weekend to their team. Is it McMillan, who lost Tyreek Hill? Is it Window losing Malik Nabers?
Do you want me to vote on this, or
if you want, yeah, or just give your take. I mean, I guess I was trying to do the poll as a way to kind of segue into the conversation of like, obviously McMillan has a huge loss. Tyreek Hill on his way to a good day. Like it was in, I think at the start of the second half. It was like right at the start of the second half. Because McDaniel was talking to the reporter, and Tyreek's leg goes sideways, and as he dislocates his knee. Obviously done for the year.
It was brutal.
Gruesome
watch,
injury.
Man.
I was literally, so I was watching the game. I was playing Fortnite actually. Yeah, as fate would have it with some buddies, and I looked at it and I'm like, oh my gosh, Tyreek just blew out his knee. Like, I mean, it was the Nick Chubb injury basically, except it wasn't his leg. I mean, just, it was bad. It was ugly, and it was on the honestly one of the cringiest moments of it all was obviously you saw how bad the injury was on live TV, and then they flash to Tua, who is celebrating the fact that Tyreek just got him a first down. So he's celebrating for a second, then looks over, sees Tyreek, is like, oh shit, like, just awful. Jason Smith saying Hill versus Nabers is a laughable comparison. I mean, obviously I know Tyreek didn't get off to a great start this year, but he had 9.7 and a half. I don't know that it's. I mean, I understand Nabers is Nabers. I understand Nabers is just coming off of a massive performance. If you don't know who's the better player,
we're not asking the better player that got hurt. It's about the effect on the team,
right? Who had in terms of
which I'm not an expert on either team, so maybe it could still be laughable, but obviously Nabers over Hill is the worst injury for the NFL team right now.
Sure,
but I don't know about the fantasy team right now.
Yeah, I mean, I would say if I'm answering the question that's posed in the poll, my vote is where the unanimous vote is. So if I was only two voters that have both said Window, and I would agree because I think Window doesn't have McMillan has Chase and Egbuka who are lock wide receivers. You got to start one more wide receiver at least, and I'm assuming DJ Moore. He can then start three running backs in Genty, Montgomery, and Kenneth Gainwell, who had a monster day. If he doesn't trust Kenneth Gainwell, and he wants to go with somebody else, I don't know. He could maybe start Chuba Hubbard, I guess. Brandon Ayuk's also coming off of IR at some point. So, there are options that he has, whereas Window, and we'll get to his matchup in a second, but I don't know that Window has the same depth at the wide receiver position because he's starting Zay Flowers and Quentin Johnson. He's got his handcuff in Wan'Dale Robinson. Yeah, he's got Khalil Shakir.
That's not a thing.
There's a big down.
That was a whole part of the chat this week. Running back and wide receiver.
There's a big difference.
Are not a thing. There's 3 or 4 wide receivers on the field at any given moment. Running backs. You have seen a scenario where 2 running backs can be feasible in one offense. No, it's for quarterback. Quarterback is just one.
It's nuanced, right? It's nuanced in the sense that the handcuffs are truly a running back feature. Yes, because there are committees where Achane right now is a bell cow, but if he goes down, Ollie Gordon could very well become a bell cow. Or you could see a committee between Ollie Gordon and Jalen Wright. There's options. So what I'm saying is, for wide receivers, it's more nuanced. There are going to be targets in offenses like New York and Miami.
Will those teams get an up? Will those players get an Sterling Shepard and Wan'Dale Robinson get an uptick? Sure, but it's not like a all or nothing like it is for quarterback.
Right, and
people need to stop pretending like that's not the case. So the whole thing of are we doing team running back or team wide receiver? Stop.
Yeah.
It's not the same. We know that. Come on.
Yeah. So, no, I guess my last, I mean, I can change the comment font. Again, I appreciate the constructive criticism. I'll change the comment font.
Actually, the Hill versus Nabers thing is actually hilarious because I don't understand what's going on with the end right there.
Anyway, so yeah, McMillan now it sits at 2-2. Not a bad performance by him. I mean, he's right around that 130 mark that you want to kind of be at. But, the question, like I said, is still whether he can weather the storm. Genty, the silver lining for Jason McMillan is Genty had himself a hat trick, and in that Halloween stance looked awesome. So,
I think that I would be concerned. Like, it's like the good and the bad. He put up 130. Like, David Montgomery didn't have a good day. Neither did Jamar Chase. Tyreek Hill's gone. Who do you like on his bench?
I mean, Kenneth Gainwell put up 28, so it's hard not to say Kenneth Gainwell. I recognize that.
But you do know that Jalen Warren didn't play.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's always going to be the case, and I think that's Kenneth Gainwell. Like, if you want to bet any amount of money, that's Kenneth Gainwell's best game of the season. 19 carries for 99 yards, 2 touchdowns, 6 catches, 25 touches.
Again,
25 touches, 125 yards, and 2 touchdowns. I guarantee you. I mean, I will bet anything that Kenneth Gainwell does not have another day that good.
There's still Chuba Hubbard is serviceable. Rashid Shaheed's not getting a ton of targets, but he's always a home run threat if you plug him in. And then again, like I said, Brandon Ayuk at a certain point is going to come back. So there are options for him to weather the storm. I think McMillan is now, he was, I think, kind of like on the playoffs inside looking out, and now I would say he's probably on the outside looking in. He's probably in that he was in that like 5 or 6 spot, and now he's more like a 7 spot.
Like, but tell me, Tyreek Hill's gone.
Yeah.
Jamar Chase, you feel good?
No, because of the Burrow thing you talked about earlier.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, I honestly just think that his wide receiver core has gone to shit. Like,
I also do think that even as bad as the Bengals have been, that Jamar Chase is going to have days where he eats. Like
I mean, I would expect that, but
yeah.
like, I'm concerned. Like, I feel bad for McMillan's injury. Like, this is a weird season for injuries. There's a lot of season-ending
season-ending injuries.
Yeah,
sure.
And like, I feel bad for McMillan because a couple of weeks ago, I feel like we like felt pretty good about his team, and
I hate to say it, but like, this is the new NFL where players are getting faster, stronger. They're playing smarter, harder, tougher. Like, everything's moving at a faster velocity. It's just the nature of the game now, where it's like, this is tackle football. There's, the people going crazy fast at each other, and these things happen, and it's just you're gonna see it more and more, I think, unfortunately. So moving to your matchup, obviously I'm sure you're thrilled to be 3-1, and I mean,
I am
pretty, with the exception of Hawkinson and Williams, pretty top to bottom strong performances. I mean, I think the most surprising result to me out of your entire lineup, the one that is like, wow, I did not expect him to be this good. Matt Stafford's QB12, and obviously 27 points is a great performance from a quarterback. But like,
we talked about Stafford the last week, and like, it was all about he's getting the touchdowns. He's not really turning the ball over. He's just not getting the yardage. This week he got the yardage and the touchdowns. Like, no, I was very, very happy.
Stack paid off.
Yeah, the stack very much paid off. It was a really good feeling when Devontae Adams caught that touchdown pass. I don't know. I feel like I'm a little bittersweet in this moment because like, I look like all weekend long, I was projected for the number 1 in scoring, and I think I ended up like fucking 5th. Like, it's kind of absurd actually how this week turned out. Because there's
but you can't be mad about. I mean, we're talking about difference in like 10 points at most.
I'm not mad, but like, coming in first in points scored matters, and for a large portion of the weekend I was projected first, and I felt really good about it. And again, like, I don't know how to feel about J.K. Dobbins right now. Like, he super efficient, 6 yards a carry, something like that, 17 touches, but RJ Harvey got like 18 touches. Like, I just don't understand. It's like J.K. Dobbins on the field and he looks fucking great, and then Sean Payton's like, let's give the ball to the rookie more. Let's give it to the guy who drops touchdown passes. Let's give it to that guy more often. That makes sense. I don't know. Jameson Williams, I don't know what to do with him. It's like every fucking game I watch, or I'm watching like the result, and it's like, no, he catches like 2 passes on the first drive and then just doesn't touch the ball again for the rest of the game. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. T. Higgins, I don't I do I drop T Higgins?
You don't drop T. Higgins. You know better.
I don't know what the fuck to do.
You hold on to him and hope that he returns some of that value that you invested in him. I mean,
Like,
like, here's the thing, right? I understand you're picking at the things that you don't like, but like to give you some optimism here at your as you're 3-1 second in the league.
I am cautiously optimistic.
I would be more.
I said it last week. I'm saying the same thing. I'm cautiously optimistic. I like my team. I'm just like looking at how like I can't trust Jameson Williams. I can't trust D Higgins. DeAndre Swift is a fucking liability. Juwan Jennings can't stay healthy. Kareem Hunt still
You have
100%
a few
in the
weaknesses,
committee.
unlike Brad. Like
I do not have a third quarterback.
No,
I'm
but
streaming.
who does?
I'm streaming defenses every single week. I feel like I've outperformed my expectations so far this season.
Well, the biggest thing you have going for you is that you have two glass cannon running backs who have stayed healthy. Like, that's the most important thing you could have had going for you. JSN and Devontae Adams are eating. Jalen Hurts and Matt Stafford are eating. That high of a floor, that's a lot like my team was last year, where it's like, if you have like 5 or 6 guys who have a high enough floor and a high enough ceiling, you're gonna be fine week to week, because when they boom, you win. When they don't do even when they have their like floor performances, they're so high that you're competitive if your other guys hit. So like, yeah, I think you're just fine. The bigger question is, like I said, Window, because he's 1-3, just lost arguably his best player. I mean, I guess you could say Bijan, but like, okay, Bijan was his first round pick. Malik Nabers is his second round pick. Malik Nabers is gone now, and he just, I mean, we talked about before, not a lot of depth. He did get good performances out of Tyler Algier and Khalil Shakir. Jackson Dart looks like he could be, I would say honestly, he probably should move a quarterback if I were Window. I'd be looking to move a quarterback to a team that needs one, and I'd be looking, and I think he did this in the chat, looking to get rid of Bijan, because just to get some depth. I mean, if you believe you can, I mean, you can try it for 1 week too. You could see if you run a lineup with your kind of bench guys and see if they hit, see if they start performing. But like, the problem for Window is he's 1-3. So like, at a certain point, he's got to start winning games.
Like, in Window's in a tough spot because like CJ Stroud, this is his best week so far. Jackson Dart looks like he has.
CJ Stroud looks like he has put up less than 20.
Yeah, exactly. Like right now, Caleb Williams sits at 6, but like just put up 12 against the Raiders, and also is on a bye this week, so he's in a tough spot.
Window's in bye week trouble. We'll get there, but Window's in bye week trouble.
And like Jackson Dart looked good, but I don't know. Could that just be a flash in the pan for week 1, and you don't fully game plan? And now I will say he does get New Orleans this week, which is nice. But then for the same reason that we were just talking about Cam Scotabo, Philly, Denver, Philly, the next 3 weeks after the New Orleans game could be a tough stretch.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, Window has a couple big name players that he could use to make trades if he wants to get to her team. Yeah. Honestly, I could see Brad being a trading partner, and I hate to say this, I hate to facilitate this, but like, I think Window and Brad could probably work out a trade involving Bijan that
good,
that gives Window more depth at some of those depth players, and lets him have a more comfortable starting lineup, but gives Brad another home run hitter,
Like, what's gross is that I'm like looking at Window's team and I'm like, damn, he probably should try to move off Brock Bowers. But it's like, damn, you're probably selling low because
you're selling super low. He was drafted as number 1 tight end in fantasy,
but he's number 11, and he's like he's not even like outside of like the realm of being a tight end 1.
Sure,
but yeah, like I feel like you'd have to sell low, and it's like sucks
because
like
ranks are skewed right now. By,
you
like,
don't want to.
Henry is the number 1 tight end in fantasy, right? And like after like one huge week, like we'll wait to see what the numbers are.
Tight ends are so fucking weird, and it bugs me. But he also has Dalton Kincaid.
Yep.
And Dalton Kincaid sits at I think I think he's top 5.
Yeah. Tight ends are weird.
Tight ends are so fucking weird. It bugs the shit out of me.
So we'll move on to our 4th matchup. Zach, because he has a box, gets a much needed win to go to 2-2.
Zach is a box
and narrowly beats Scotty, who also falls to 2-2. I mean, star performers in this matchup were one of the things actually. Just to reiterate the box thing, it was a 6-point something margin of victory. That's literally the difference. The defenses made the difference in the game. Just pointed that out there. But some big performances for Zach out of Bucky Irving, who looked like a monster in that game. DK Metcalf had a great game. Mahomes finally had himself a day for the first time in a while. Even Marcus Mariota had a respectable performance, and he targeted Debo a lot, so the stack definitely helped Zach there. Meanwhile, for Scotty, obviously Drake May has been torrid to start the season. And Omarion Hampton, we talked about last week, Najee Harris's season-ending injury, and how Omarion Hampton would benefit from that. He certainly looks like he's going to be an RB1 the rest of the way. Bo Nix also had a great day. So, yeah, I mean, the biggest concern I have out of both these rosters, it's got to be Ladd, right?
I don't get it. He was so good last year.
Wide receiver 56 right now. Quentin Johnston is wide receiver 4. What's happening?
I don't get it. No touchdowns.
I mean,
like 200 yards through 4 games. Like,
yeah. Target share is decent, but like nothing to show for it.
No. And like Keenan Allen's better.
Yeah.
Quentin Johnston's better.
Yeah.
Like Ladd McConkey, I think, finished as like a top 10 wide receiver last year. And he's just not catching passes. I don't know.
I don't get it.
I feel bad.
Yeah.
Like, didn't he draft him in like the 3rd or 4th round? Like, he expected him to be a starting wide receiver, and it's like you essentially just have to leave him on your bench.
31st overall, start of the 4th round, first pick of the 4th round.
Like, that's what I'm saying. I'm just like, I think you're at a point where like you might have to bench him.
Yeah.
1.6 points is bad.
Yeah.
And in a week when you lose by 6, 1.1 is or 1.6 is bad.
Yeah. It's not great.
Like I said, I feel bad. I mean, like Jacoby Myers is out here putting up more points, and I think he drafted him like 1 billion rounds later. Like,
yeah, and I mean, meanwhile for Zach,
Kayshon Boutte, I don't know how you pronounce his name. Yeah, undrafted, I'm pretty sure.
You got it. Yeah,
maybe I'm wrong. Like putting up more points. Like,
yeah, obviously it was a terrible day for Ladd, but like
it's a bad day, but like
it's a bad time, Bob.
It's a bad time. Like I feel so bad for Scotty because like Ladd was supposed to be the guy. He was the guy last year. What the fuck happened?
I don't know. But now he's got some tough decisions to make because he does have flexibility. Like Travis Etienne had a home run in his game. You know, he could switch out Myers
and that sucks that
Etienne's
on his bench when that happens.
Yeah, but like he's got some flexibility, and again, like it's much like you with T. Higgins, right? It's like you're not dropping him. You invested so much draft capital in him. It's not like there's better options out there to replace him. You hold him. You hope that things turn around, that he regains some value. You know, honestly, if there's again, we talked about earlier that like this thing of like if a wide receiver goes down, it can be a tide that lifts all boats in the sense of like it can give more targets to other wide receivers there. If Johnston goes down with an injury, or if Keenan Allen, as old as he is, goes down with an injury, you know, maybe that changes everything. I agree with Alex that in the chat, you know, Tyler Warren was a fantastic pick. There was a lot of hype on him going into the draft, and he's been a stud.
He's 10-1. He's like, is he number 1 or is he like top 3 or something?
One is on the waiver wire right now. I think it's Hunter.
Oh, is it just Hunter Henry? Okay.
But Tyler Warren is a top 5 tight end right now. So, the last thing, hashtag Woat Watch, the last recap, Alex he took an L against me last week, his first L of the season, and followed it up returning to his winning ways, putting up almost 150 against James, who once again was the last place in scoring. James's nightmare season continues. I said this 2 weeks ago. I said he is going to be the worst team in the league. And the amazing part about it is he got the 101. He had Josh Allen. He has Josh Allen, who, by the way, as he sits right there, is QB1. He has the number one player on the most at the most impactful position in fantasy football, in our league anyway, in fantasy football, and he is still last in scoring. He is still 0-4. The wheels are coming off, man. And what do you talk about these wide receivers like Lab McConkey? What do you do? What do you do with AJ Brown? The same thing. You got to bench him and hope that he but those cryptic tweets didn't help. AJ Brown tweeted some Stephon Diggs-esque tweets, except more profound.
Honestly, like you mentioned AJ Brown, you know who I'm more worried about?
Derrick Henry.
Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
He looked so good in week 1. He looked unstoppable.
Alex said I wasted a good week on James.
Yeah.
You used your good week on your James buy. Yeah, no, Derrick Henry looked so good week 1. He looked like a monster. I was regretting it so hard.
It's just been bad.
Yeah, not a good time, Bob.
Like 18 carries, 169 yards, 2 touchdowns with a catch for 13. And since then, through 3 weeks, 30 carries. He's averaging like 3.5 yards per carry, 1 touchdown over the last 3 weeks.
I mean, he did have some great performances on his bench.
Sure. I mean, and that's, I guess, if you want to throw out a silver lining, but I don't think Romeo Doubs is catching 3 touchdowns again. That's what he had this week, right? Yeah. 3 touchdowns on 8 targets. I don't think that's happening again. Maybe Marvin Mims does more, but like does what he did again. I don't know that that's the case. Terry McLaurin is hurt. He for some reason kept Mac Jones on his bench this week while he's hurt.
Purdy was like questionable, but he didn't.
But Mac Jones was out. Like,
yeah, no,
I don't know.
I get it. I mean, you could have added.
Like, don't get me wrong. Like, Carson Wentz actually had a good week. Like, Carson Wentz has been a very serviceable backup in the last 2 weeks. Like, he's averaging like 18 points per game. Like, you can't even complain about that. But I'm just looking at his team, and I'm like,
well, and honestly, Alex did get a huge boost from his defense at 19 points. But in this game, it wasn't that big of a deal because James got 13 out of his defense. I mean, really,
Justin Herbert put up 13.
I don't know that Alex's result. Like, if you're Alex in this game, obviously you feel good getting a win, right? But like, if you're Alex, do you really feel good about this kind of a week? Because he put up one game, like he put up 150.
Yeah,
but
good week.
But like 55 of that did come from Josh Jacobs and Jordan Love. You know, Herbert didn't have that great of a day, obviously, against the Giants, which you'd expect him to have a great day against such a porous pass defense. Jahmyr Gibbs did fine. Brees did fine. His defense did great, but like no one else really lit the world on fire for him, right?
So I will say, of all the 3-1 teams, which I think there's not like 2 or 3 of them, Alex's team is the one that I like the least. Based on how the season has gone, I think he should be very happy to be 3-1 because I just as easily could have beat him in week 1. He could be 2-2. Having said that, I love Josh Jacobs. I love Jahmyr Gibbs. CeeDee Lamb didn't play this week.
That's huge. When he gets CeeDee Lamb back, that could be the thing that keeps him strong. And the other thing too, Tyreek Hill. You want to talk about Tyreek Hill's injury? Jalen Waddle is the number 1 wide receiver. Stock is rising. Now he's going to get more defensive, like against good pass defenses. It could cut both ways. He could get the number 1 corner, and he's going to get the number 1 corner in a lot of these teams. Which could see other guys in Miami's offense get more targets. But Jalen Waddle looks to be the primary beneficiary of, like, Tua's already been targeting him a ton, especially in the red zone. You know, I understand he didn't have a touchdown last night, but he was targeted in the red zone before the touchdown eventually went to Darren Waller. There's a lot to like about Alex's depth. Even Kyle Pitts.
No, you can go further than that. Yeah, Kyle Pitts finally had a good week. Maybe Kyle Pitts is going to be a startable tight end. Hey, by the way, Bucky Irving is questionable right now. Maybe Rachaad White gets a big uptick right now.
True.
Like, I don't like. It's this weird thing where, like, just a minute ago I was talking about how, like, of all the 3-1 teams, I feel like he's lucky to be there. Honestly, I think his team is trending upwards though.
Yeah.
I like when CeeDee Lamb is back, Jalen Waddle's now the number one guy, Rashad White's probably the number one guy, Kyle Pitts has finally done something. Josh Jacobs is great, Jahmyr Gibbs is great. I think this is probably one of Justin Herbert's worst weeks. Breece Hall, I think, is still an elite talent, even though he hasn't like fully had the production so far this year. I think he can. I think he can do it. Like I don't hate his look at Jordan Love's week, 26 points.
It's funny, Alex was saying earlier I wasted a good week on James, but in truth, this might be the time you want your James by because your team's going to get better as the season progresses.
I think his team's getting. I honestly think his team's getting better.
Yeah.
I don't think he's had the best performances out of his team so far through 4 weeks, and he's 3-1. I think his team's getting better.
Yeah. So let's get into the standings for a moment. This is how, and we looked at these a little bit earlier, but I'm just going to put them back up for a minute. This is how we look right now. Brad sits alone atop the mountain. We have when you said the 3-1 teams, it's just
it's just okay. I didn't even realize that.
So you
no, he should. I don't think that Alex should feel bad about where he's at right now.
And then at the 4, 5, 6, 7, there are 4 teams that are 2-2 that are in the playoff picture.
This is a big week.
Of those, I am top of the league in scoring. And then Scotty is 5th in the league in scoring and is right behind me in playoff position. McMillan, if the season ended today, would be in the playoffs by virtue of a little over 0.6 of a point over Zach, who would be on the outside looking in. And then Window and Jason Smith are 1 and 3, and James is #WoteWatch. So, yeah, before we get into the next one, I just want to give a little indication of where we stand as far as prediction accuracy. So this is something I made this week. It's I may not have done great about the production quality on the pod. I'm still ironing out the smoothing out the details on that. But I did make this little trendy chart that shows you how Jerry and I are doing on our predictions, which is very important.
Do I want to know?
Well, you're gonna know that I am currently 11-9 on picks. You are currently 8-12, so you're 3 games behind me. But we're it's only 4 weeks in the season, got a long way to go.
I'm just throwing it out there. If I just picked myself in every matchup, I'd add 3 extra wins. I don't think I've picked myself yet.
You have never picked yourself yet, and you have a great opportunity to do it this week against your opponent this week. So, without further ado, let's get into the predictions, and we'll start as always with the Commissioner's matchup, which just so happens to be.
Sorry, Jason, that I always pick you. Your team's good on paper.
The podcast matchup is the first matchup we're gonna go into. You and I
don't want to talk about this.
You and I get into it this week. Obviously, like I said, I'm leading the league in scoring, but you are 1 win above me. I am actually projected to win by 5.6 right now, but notice that right now Lamar Jackson is sitting on my bench. He is doubtful, and I am planning on starting Tua at Superflex. So
there could also be some changes. Obviously, we've talked
waiver wire
about the waiver wire situation could make a difference. So we'll see how that goes.
Oh, Brad, Brad just added a great point in the chat. Week 5 recap would be a good time to review post-draft top bottoms. I have those listed as well. So I honestly, what I was planning to do was to do that like during the mid-season grades, but I can throw that in there in that same graphic, just to show you who had top 3, bottom 3, maybe during the standings. Actually, I'll put it during the standings just so we can see kind of where we thought people would land and how they actually landed. So. Yeah, looking at this matchup, I've got the edge at wide receiver. You've got the edge at running back. Super flex and quarterback, I would say you. So you're really quarterback and running back. I've got wide receiver. Defense, it depends because again, you've got the Texans going against Baltimore. If they're starting Cooper Rush, that's a much different offense.
That is true. I think there's also a greater than 50% chance that I end up picking a different defense and don't start the Texans.
Okay.
I mean, if they are playing against the backup quarterback, they're not playing against Lamar Jackson. It's more likely, but I would say there's probably a greater than 50% chance I pick somebody else up.
Okay.
Because like I said, I've been streaming defenses every single week. So
Well, I am gonna go ahead and predict this matchup, and
this is easy. I don't know why you're like struggling. I think this is an easy one.
I don't like that. I'm gonna predict me. Because really it's because I've got a couple good matchups, and I want to believe in myself. No, I do think I don't have. Don't get me wrong. I think Judkins doesn't have a great matchup against Minnesota's run D, but at the same time, I think Scattaboo. I expect the Giants to actually pull away with that game, and I expect him to get some touches as a result of like game scripting. But again, Jackson Dart's mobility does kind of worry me a little bit. But it's still a good matchup. Pickens has been eating and gets the Jets. I don't think they're a particularly great pass defense, which should help me. I honestly am concerned about Kyler and Trey McBride because, again, game script, like I don't know where that's going to go. It's Tennessee, but like, are they going to get up? Like, they haven't been an electric stack. And Tua also, Carolina's pass D has been actually deceptively good. I don't love. I honestly, I could see you winning this week. I'm just picking me because I want to believe in myself to win 3 straight. So I'm gonna go me. Not a lot of great analysis there. Sorry.
Like, this is like a weird situation where you picked the right answer, but you got there in the worst possible way.
Yeah.
Like
it's a kid who doesn't show their work but gets the right answer.
But no, Kyler Murray and Trey McBride get Tennessee, who are terrible. Scatterbo gets New Orleans, who is terrible. Pickens gets the Jets, who are terrible. Olave gets the Giants, who are terrible.
That is a good matchup for Olave.
Vikings get the Cleveland Browns, who are terrible. Like, I mean, I think the only thing I would be a little bit worried about is Quishon Judkins going against your defense, but like that's kind of just a risk. But like, no, like your matchups are too fucking good. Even without Lamar. Like, and again, I almost certainly expect to not be starting the Texans defense, but like Jalen Hurts gets the #1 defense against quarterbacks.
You're right.
Matt Stafford gets San Francisco, who has been good. Oh, Christian McCaffrey gets the #1 defense against running backs and the Rams.
But Carolina's defense, though it's been good against the pass, has been very suspect against the run, so that benefits you.
Sure, but like San Francisco pass defense has been great. Like, your matchups are so much better, and I don't know that I'm starting Jameson Williams at this point because Cincinnati's defense is fucking horrendous. But like Jameson Williams, like I talked about earlier in the pod, he gets like 3 targets and a catch on the first drive, and then it's like the rest of the game he gets 1 catch. I just don't know what to do with him. I don't know that I'm starting him. DeAndre Swift being on a bye, I don't think I would have started him. I don't know, maybe if he had a good matchup, but like J.K. Dobbins gets Philly, which is bad for me. I can't start Kareem Hunt. Juwan Jennings probably isn't playing. I don't have a third quarterback. I hate my matchups this week. I'm like very, very frustrated playing against you this week because like I would very much like to get a win against you. Like, it's just not happening.
We will see. This is actually ironic. I didn't even realize this until just now. The second matchup we're going to go into is the matchup of the big wide receiver injuries, which is McMillan versus Window. So we will get to see who this hurts more maybe after this week.
And could you have a closer projection?
I mean, it's but 1/10 of a point right now. It's honestly kind of wild to me. This has been a great season for this kind of stuff, but the fact they play each other after both suffering an injury to like an elite wide receiver, I think it's very, very, it makes for good content.
So I think Window's getting a little unlucky right now. Bijan on a bye. Darnell Mooney on a bye. Caleb Williams on a bye. And it's funny because like McMillan also has people on a bye. He gets Kenneth Gainwell. He gets DJ Moore.
Yeah. There are definitely like several buys here.
Like there's multiple buys in this spot, which is weird because I didn't think there were that many buys in week fucking 5. But both of these guys have multiple people on it, so it's kind of a weird situation.
Yeah. I mean,
I think I lean window. I like the Jackson Dart Robinson stack against New Orleans. I mean, I also like David Montgomery against Cincinnati, though. Like, it's tough.
Yeah, this actually is. This is a close projection, but it actually is probably rightfully a close projection.
Yeah.
Woof. I mean, like you said, the New Orleans, the new like the Dart Robinson combo for New Orleans is good. The Chargers, Quentin Johnston playing the Commanders haven't been particularly good against the pass. And even C.J. Stroud, Baltimore hasn't been good at stopping fantasy quarterbacks. Like,
McMillan also just mentioned in the chat, and this is a good point. His defense that he currently has starting is on a bye. So, like, yeah, like this,
so
this projection is the projection does favor McMillan, whoever he throws in there. But like,
I'm going with McMillan.
I'm going with window.
Okay. The reason for me is really, I'm looking at these teams and I'm like, again, I just feel like McMillan has the higher ceiling. I feel like McMillan has, like, if McMillan's guys absolutely.
You see Window's comment.
You do.
McMillan goes. You do keep it. Actually, that would show a ton of confidence. McMillan.
Don't tell McMillan this because he'll do it.
McMillan, it would show so much confidence if you just started the Steelers defense in this situation. You got to win. So funny scenario is, so I was in Mexico last week. I tell Samantha it's like 8 a.m. on Sunday. I was like, Samantha, you should get up and check your lineups if you want to put anybody in. She's like, no, it's fine. I don't care. 5 minutes after the fucking, so it's a 9 a.m. game on the East Coast. It was 8:30 or 9:30, whatever it was. It was 8:30 where we were. She opens up her thing. She's like, what the fuck? Why isn't Jaylen Warren playing? Yep. It's like, so she had Jaylen Warren starting in 2 different games and got 0 out of him in both. She fucking won both matchups because she's a fucking box. I swear to fucking God. But no, like, yeah, when McMillan, this would be like the biggest fucking, like, big balls confidence move. Start the Steelers defense, go get a win.
What a horse's ass. Wait till you see what Brad did.
What did he do? Did he bench everybody?
He did.
All right, hold on. Wait, I can't see what happened.
Brad's an ass. Like, we make content and then you do this. Like, we glaze you for, how long has it been? An hour and 10 minutes. And you do this. This is why you lose titles. Anywho. I think we can figure out Brad's lineup. Despite his dickishness, shall we say. What a piece of garbage he is. So, I'm gonna look at, I don't know. I'm gonna try to find Brad's, I guess, week 4 matchup. To get, like, at least a starting lineup-ish. See, this is the problem with this, Brad, is now it takes more time.
What an asshole.
Right? Alright. So, here's what I'm going to do for Brad. I'm going to assume that Brad is going to start a similar lineup. Oh, he's putting his lineup in now. What a good guy.
Is he?
Yeah, he is.
How do you know?
Because I just searched his team and players are getting filled in.
You want to know what's funny?
What?
It's me.
Oh, are you? Are you actually?
Yes. Also, he doesn't have 3 wide receivers to put in his lineup. All right, maybe this is why he didn't want to do this, because his team is fucking garbage. He doesn't have 3 fucking wide receivers.
I love how you're saying his team is garbage as he is 4-0.
Yeah, no, like, fuck this guy. Like maybe he is also filling it in right now because now it's telling me I'm not allowed to move people. Like it's literally telling me Devontae Smith is already in a wide receiver slot. All right, let's see. Let's see what he's doing.
He said, "Give me 2." Oh, I didn't even look at the chat. He said, "Scotty Jason almost ruined it. Give me 2 minutes. Come back to me. Put him on a 1-week commission." Window says, "Put him on a 1-week suspension. Commissioner, fine his ass. Lock his roster."
Yeah, I honestly think that he deserves like a 10-point reduction. Honestly, I think we should just do like a random coin flip. Like we'll do a random player selection and that person gets benched. I don't know who it's gonna be. But if,
Jerry.
What?
Oh no, I thought you who he gets to play this week.
No, like he has to, like one of his random players just happens to not get started. If I had to pick off the top of my head randomly, Amon-Ra St. Brown doesn't get to play this week.
I do love that he says the Futurama reference. I am hedonism, but I apologize for nothing. All right, so let's see if he's got a lineup now. He's got close to a lineup. Tucker Kraft's on bye. He's going to need to, I'm assuming, get someone on waivers because he doesn't have any tight ends right now. So we can assume he's going to get a tight end. We can assume that's going to add like 5 to 10 points on the projection. Scotty is still projected as a massive, massive favorite. Brad does have London, Adunze, and Penix on bye, whereas Scotty has no bye issues right now. So Scotty is getting Brad when he's a few players down. And Brock Purdy also questionable.
Which is why I voted for James to continue his losing streak longer than Brad continues his winning streak. I do think this is just because of the bye situation. He's in a weird spot. I am going with Scotty this week.
Yeah, I am too. Brad is very RB heavy right now. Especially,
this does not diminish how I feel about Brad's team.
Oh no, he's still
I love his team still, but yeah. I just think it's a weird week.
Buys are a thing, right?
No Drake London, no Odunze, no Drake London, no Michael Penix. I don't love Saquon Barkley's matchup against Denver. Cleveland's defense is sneaky good, so Jordan Mason gets Amon-Ra might just fucking explode against Cincinnati, but Devontae also gets Denver. He's picking up a random tight end. Trey Benson does get Tennessee though. Damn.
There's some good matchups for Brad. Trey Benson, Justin Fields, and Sun Goddard.
I honestly think I'm I'm in a spot with Brad's team where it's I either absolutely love his matchup or I fucking hate it. So
yeah,
I think it's just kind of a wash all the way through.
No, I expect Scotty to win this one by about 20. I do think that. I mean, Jonathan.
That might be extreme. I'm picking Scotty to win. I don't know, by 20. That seems extreme.
I feel like Brad is due for a not so great week. He does have some tough matchups. Jordan Mason did not look particularly great last week and goes against Cleveland's run D. They're not easy to run on. You mentioned Devontae Smith against Denver is not an easy matchup. And meanwhile, Scotty doesn't have a ton of great ones, but he does have players that are trending super strong right now. Jonathan Taylor's the number 2 running back in fantasy. He's averaging more than 20 a game. Amari Hampton, since Najee's injury, last week Najee was out and Amari Hampton put up 25. Drake May is quarterback 5 right now. There's a lot to like about Scotty. And we talked about Tyler Warren as well. He's also Scotty starting Travis Etienne against the Chiefs, who they haven't been terrible against the pass. They have not been great against the run. So Etienne could stay hot. One of the biggest telling things for Scotty here is if you look at his lineup, Ladd McConkey on that bench. I don't necessarily disagree. I think it's a coin flip between him and Myers. But Myers has the better They're both good matchups. But Myers is a little better. So yeah, I do think Brad's due for a little bit of coming down to earth here. I do think this is Scotty's win. So far we've got. Oh, sorry, did you pick Window on the last matchup? I apologize. I think you did.
I was really honest about this. As soon as I pick somebody, I completely forget who I picked to win.
I think you picked Window.
Yes, I did pick Window.
Okay, we're moving on to matchup number 4. We've got the Burchak against the Box. Again, a lot of these matchups are big in terms of playoff implications. Obviously, Brad undefeated going against Scotty at 2-2 needs wants to get a win to go above 500. you and I are 3-1 and 2-2, as are Alex and Zach. There's a lot of like matchups towards the top of the table and matchups towards the bottom of the table, which should hopefully, at least get some parity. Right now, Zach, I don't know if he obviously hasn't set a lineup, I guess, because, or maybe he's, I don't know what's happening.
I mean, he doesn't have, like, Marcus Mariota is projected for 0.
I assume he's still got Jaden Daniels in his IR. I'm assuming.
Probably. I mean, if he does have Jaden Daniels in his IR, obviously that person moves it. But holy shit, look at his bench. Out, suspended, IR.
Yeah. I mean, this is Alex's week to win. Like,
I think so. I'm picking Alex.
Yeah, he's also got
the box is dead. We just talked at length about Alex's team, where it was like, hey, kind of lucky to be 3-1. By the way, your team's getting way better.
And while I do think Zach's team, when you add Jaden Daniels is projected for 19. So you put that projection in, he's up to what, 116. So it's
even then though,
it's still a favorable margin for Alex. And the thing is,
look, Bucky Irving might be out.
Bucky
Irving's 28.
Huge...
Brian Thomas Jr. is 44. Marvin Harrison Jr. is 26. Deebo Samuel's 10. I think that's hanging on by like a thread. Travis Kelce's barely startable.
Yeah, I mean, if Bucky Irving doesn't start for Zach, he's in real trouble because then he doesn't have a choice.
Yeah, who else does he start at running back?
He has to start. He starts Ramondre at running back, and he moves Christian Kirk to the flex.
Christian Kirk?
Play. Yeah, it's the only play he has.
Who is currently wide receiver 114?
Or he gets rid of Cedric Tillman or Najee. I don't know why he has Najee on his bench. To be honest, he's on.
I was gonna say, isn't he done for the year? Didn't he tear his ACL?
Yeah, like I don't. There's no reason to keep
his
him on
projected return date is February of 2026.
Yeah, so he's gonna make some moves. I assume he might make some waiver wire moves that make some.
Why is he still on your team, Zach? I thought you were good at that. Maybe Zach was just always lucky all along.
It's a box. What are we talking about?
I thought he kind of knew what he was doing.
He drafted a kicker one year when we didn't have kickers. Like, what are we talking about? Like, look.
Wait. Was Zach bad at fantasy football the whole time?
Oh my god, he was bad at fantasy football the whole time.
Came out of nowhere.
Did it? So, just last thing I'll say about this matchup. Alex has a ton of things to love here. Bryce Young, Jahmyr Gibbs, Breece Hall, Michael Pittman are all playing bottom 5 defenses in their respective category. Even Keenan Allen and Justin Herbert, the Chargers, are playing against Washington's a bottom 10 pass defense in terms of like giving up points to fantasy quarterbacks and wide receivers. And the Lions get one of the worst 3 offenses in the Bengals. We talked about how bad they've been. This is Alex's week. It's some of these matchups, like the buys sometimes shift the odds in one team's favor. It's like they're the clear favorite. You got to pick them. It's like the Bills against the Saints last week. If you're saying money line, yeah, like I understand whatever. Like if you're saying it's pick one team to win, how do you not pick the Bills, right? Like, so
yeah.
Last up, we have #WoteWatch against Jason Smith, and the projection. Not to be fair, again, I don't know that James has set his lineup, but the projections strongly favor Jason Smith by about 30. Golden is on bye, so he would be swapped out, but that's the only position. So, even assuming you swapped him out for the highest projected player, which is Terry McLaurin, who is questionable, you're still talking about a 20-point difference, a little less than 20-point difference in favor of Jason in terms of projections. So,
Jason,
right?
Jason,
tell me why.
No,
I don't want to do any of that.
Jason said earlier, I pick him every week for some reason. You get your James by. Good job, Jason.
We're going to put your win right here on the fridge. Like, it sounded so patronizing.
Jason gets the win. Jason wins. Jason.
No, Brad also makes a really good point here. Huge opportunity for him to go 2-3 and be right back in the mix. I mean, if Jason doesn't if Jason loses,
if Jason loses here and ruins James' perfect season, then Jason is gonna come in last. That's just what it is. Jason, you ready for some Waffle House? I'll go with you. Apparently, I still owe you one. All right, still owe the league one. So
the amount of ridicule that Jason will get on the pod next week if he loses to James. No, you got it. I mean, I gotta pick Jason here. It's Nico Collins and Garrett Wilson going against bottom 5 defenses against fantasy wide receivers. Dak put up 30 last week and goes against the Jets. Like, there's no really terrible matchups for Jason. Honestly, I will say the last time I'll say it. I would consider Harvey in place of Brown here. I really would. I think Detroit's a tough run D. I think Philly is not much better, but is better overall. I'd rather take Harvey in this scenario, but I get, like, you invested your 3rd rounder in Chase Brown, like, don't sit your studs. But I do have to go Jason Smith here. I said James is going to go winless. I have to stick with my guns. So
gotta stand on business.
Yeah. So yeah. And then that happens again. That's it. Anything else to discuss for the good of the order before we get out of here?
I don't think so.
I mean, even Jason Smith predicted himself. He said, as I said, James is only getting 1 win this year in the Sacco against me.
That would be pretty disgusting.
That would be amazing. I would be, if that happened, I would be so happy.
Like, Jason, if you want insurance, tell me what odds you want.
Oh man. All right. Shout out to Alex, Brad, Jason Smith, Window, McMillan. Who else was in the chat? I think that's Scotty. We had Zach. We had everybody in the chat at different points tonight. So appreciate everybody, but James, I think, was in the chat tonight. So
fucking James. Also, James, are you gonna let us know when we're all coming to New York?
He's not gonna do
fuck,
that,
bro.
And
fuck, bro.
And by the way, I've been posting the
fuck, bro.
I've been posting the podcast episodes in the Discord before they go live, so there's no excuse to not watch. But
just saying,
he does have a kid.
Let us. I don't fucking care. In theory. That doesn't. I don't care.
In theory, what? I know. I want you to finish that sentence. You in theory, what?
I, in theory, could understand what it's like to have a kid.
Go on.
Just fucking make a weekend available and we'll come fucking visit. What the fuck, bro? Like, just tell us when would work. Some of us will come. That's literally it.
I mean,
that's the end of the story. That's the end of the story. That's all that happened.
If we're gonna do that, you better do it before November 30th, and the sooner the better.
Okay. You're out here talking to me as if I'm the one that needs to let you know what weekend works.
I'm not. I'm just look. We know James doesn't watch this. There's a reason he's on #WoteWatch. He doesn't get our great fantasy advice. But I am saying that, like, when my son is here, I'm gonna have a.
You need an opportunity to abandon your wife and children. Is that what you're telling me?
I'm saying I'm not going to take that opportunity right away. Like, I'm gonna spend a lot of time here, so. Let's get the league. If we're gonna do a league event in New York, let's do it sooner rather than later, shall we?
Yeah, I agree. That's what I've been saying.
Jerry can see knowing what it's like to have a kid.
Yeah, I can imagine. I do imagine what it's like to have a kid.
All right.
Jason's over here like begging to go to New York City right now.
I just want to say, like I said, before we wrap up, I appreciate you guys all jumping in the chat and doing this. I know we've been going for an hour and a half, but I do, and I apologize for some of the kinks in the podcast that we're still ironing out. I do want to, by the season's end,
I apologize for nothing.
Yeah, because you don't do any of this, the technical work behind the scenes to make it happen.
I am Tony Romo. I am the color commentary. I am like arguably the second most important part.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Like how you said, yeah, as
Yeah,
if like there's only like there's more than two.
I was doing math. I was like, I'm trying to think to myself, is there anybody else? Wait a minute. No, but like by season's end, I do want to get this shit smoothed out. I want to make it a nice finished product. I try to.
When did the Dolphins start wearing black jerseys? What the fuck,
dude? You gotta admit, I love this fit. I really do.
I hate that you're wearing it right now.
I love it. I mean, to be fair, it's very fitting. I'm wearing black for Tyreek.
You're not even wearing your championship ring, and you're wearing a Dolphins jersey.
Do you want to see the ring? Oh.
No.
By all means. No.
All right, I'm ending the Zoom.
Guys,
I'm ending the Zoom right
Jerry
now.
wanted to see this. No, don't worry. Here, guess what? We're gonna bring him back out because Jerry wanted to see it. Jerry did this, guys. Just so you know, Jerry did this. I gotta enjoy it now because it's only gonna be on.
Definitely didn't ask to see the trophy.
Oh, but here it is. See, the beautiful part about me winning is you get
I'm
to
just saying,
see the trophy.
if I lose my job tomorrow and he rubbed his trophy in my face, you guys all know why I unalived myself.
So, real talk. I gotta enjoy it now. I gotta put it on the podcast because it might not be on the podcast much longer. But here's the ring in case you want to see it. So.
Oh, it won't be.
Yeah, probably.
Because Brad is a team of destiny.
I mean, how do you beat Brad? Honestly,
Brad's going undefeated.
Yeah, that could happen. I honestly do think it could happen. I will say I think.
I think it will. Like, the next time I play Brad, I'm benching all of my players just to make sure that it continues to happen.
Don't do that. That's collusion.
Safety flag.
So, I do think that Brad has as good of a chance as anyone else has had to have the best season of all time. I do think that James is more likely to have the worst season of all time than Brad's to have the best. But I think Brad could do it. I really do think he could. I'm not saying winless, or I'm not saying undefeated, but I am saying like maybe a 1-loss season, which would I think still be the best of all time, depending on points scored and that sort of thing. So, food for thought. All right, I'm getting out of here. Have a great week. Good luck in your matchups. Good luck on the waiver wire. And Jason, save that money because you don't have much left. See you guys.